looking at my system, and I'm looking at the amplifiers I had. I couldn't afford, I was broke. I came back, no money, but passion. You know, lots of love, a lot of passion. And I said, I'm looking at everything. I can't afford new speakers, can't afford a new cartridge, can't afford a new turntable. But wait a minute, look at that speaker wire. Kind of small, really tiny. And I said, well, if small wire is what everybody is using, and everybody gets for free, so if you remember the old days, you bought a pair of speakers and you got free speaker wire. You know, the customers would get it for free, you'd wind up the wire. You know, and I said, free wire can't be that good. Okay, it's got to be kind of cheap. You know? So let's see if I can improve on the cable. So small cable is good, big cable must be better, can't hurt. So I made big cable. And then I said, no, wait a minute, it's not just about big cable, because as I was making the wire, I said the different gauges, the thicknesses of the wire have a difference in the sound. The winding has a little bit difference on the sound. The dielectric, the insulator, had a difference on the sound. I said, oh my gosh, I invented the first monster cable in my garage, and I said, everybody should have this because this sounds fantastic. Except nobody knew it. You know, can you imagine in those days, no internet, no blogs, no money, no credit cards, but a great idea. Just like many of us here. So what do I do? I said, well, where do I show this to people? Oh, we gotta go to the CES show. Oh, I have no money to go to CES show. Where's the CES? Oh, in Chicago. Oh, never been to Chicago. So how do I do this? Well, that's how Monster was born. One dealer at a time, one demonstration at a time, because I had no money. Like a lot of you folks are here, showing your product to customers, and that's what it's all about, because that's the hard work and passion that we use to build our businesses. So here's the business part of it. The business part of it is retailers that I would go to would say, Noel, how do you expect me to sell something when I'm giving it away for free now? How do you compete with free? Well, I said, well, wait a minute, think about that. Can you afford to give away anything for free? So if I sell you, you make a sale of $20 speaker wire, you make $10 on it, you also save the $5 that you would have saved on the cable that you gave away. So that's $15 profit. The retailer said, that makes sense. Let me try that. Except we had no customers. The retailers had no customers for cables. In those days, can you imagine, nobody knew they needed cable. So I had what's called, I call it a cure with no disease. I have a cure for something that you don't know you're sick, you don't know you need it. So many of the businesses that we're in today, we have technology, we have something that's so good. We have a cure that for our speaker or for amplifier or for the latest new development that consumers don't know about. So that was 30 years ago, and today we're still doing the same thing. We're educating people. At that time, in Stereophile and many of the magazines, they did reviews on cables. Oh, good. You don't want to sell your product? Get a review. True or not true? If you get a bad review, not good. If you get a good review, you sell to a few audiophiles. So for all of us in this room, and especially those of us who are in the accessory business, it is not about the people who want and know about speaker cable. It's about the ones who don't. So we started a program, early on. I didn't know what it was called, but I wanted to sell to people who bought speakers. So every time they bought a pair of speakers, they may not know about cable. It is my job to help my retailers educate about cable. So imagine, 5 years into the business. I think all the audiophiles who are going to buy Monster cable already bought it. We had a good sized business. It was very successful. But then I said, wait a minute, the formula has to be to all those people who didn't buy it. So we started to educate We started to train our retailers. We came up with a training program that was first based on technology. I found out later, consumers don't care about the technology. They only care about the end result. So many of us here in this room, we always focus on the features and benefits of our product. But you never see Monster anymore look at the features and benefits of the product because the customer doesn't care about it. He only cares about the end result. It's too confusing today to buy audio. It's too confusing today to even buy connections for home AV. So, I got some anecdotes as we sit here today. What's the date here? 2008, April 3rd? Is it 3rd?
Yep.
Okay, good, thank you. April 3rd, 2008. It's a bad time in the US. It's even a bad time in many parts of Europe. And I hear business is pretty good here in Canada. And we've had our ups and downs on exchange rate and all the kinds of things that hurt business. And as I sit here, as we are in a very advanced stage, the program that we developed for our retailers called M5. So we developed an actual program that teaches what's important to salespeople and for the salesperson to add on the accessories when they sold the hardware. So in the old days it was speakers, then it became DVD players. Now it's TVs. TVs drive the business. And we are in an extremely exciting time. I would not be in any other business today because consumer electronics is going digital. We're going from the analog to the digital format, and HD, and all of these things are so fantastic. There is no industry that's as exciting as ours. So I feel great to be here, but it's hard to make money. Nod your head if you agree it's hard to make money. Okay, those of you who are not nodding your head, I'll meet you in the casino because you're making too much money.